Here is your review of X-Men. Days of
Isn't that the
Future
cartoon?
Past. Yeah, it's the cartoon.
Oh, my God.
It's the original Marcus.
Okay. Just make sure I understood where we
Hugh
were
Jackman,
going here.
James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Halle Berry, Jennifer Lawrence, Bing Bing Fan, Ellen Page, Peter Dinklage, Ian McKellen, and Patrick Stewart. So in this film, the mutants are nearly wiped out because of an incident that happens in the 70s. The only mutant that can withstand time travel is Wolverine.
Oh, shocking.
Will Wolverine be able to unite Professor X and Magneto to stop the mutant threat in order to save the future? Marcus, including the Wolverine films, there are 6 X-Men movies. Is this the best one?
Pretty close to the best one. I would say it's at least the second best.
Okay.
Of all the movies. Yeah, this is the one where I'm like, all right, now you got it right. But I think, didn't they bring back Bryan Singer?
They did, yeah.
But that helps.
Yeah, he didn't
Helps
do
a
the
lot.
third one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. But he's sexually harassing everyone.
Look, stop it.
Do you know about that? right?
Allegedly. He's
Well,
allegedly.
I mean, it's all over the news and everything. All these
Well,
people are accusing
then
him.
it must be true.
All over the news. It's in Touch Weekly.
It must be true.
Must be true.
There's a ton of travel in this film, and when I say travel, I mean time travel.
Yeah.
Do you think the average moviegoer will be confused? Were you confused watching this?
You know, surprisingly, one of my biggest pet peeves in a lot of these movies is that there are so many characters with so many different storylines that it's difficult to follow. But they really handled this particular storyline well because everybody was basically on the same page. I mean, you didn't have like one character's stories going on here and another character's story. Everybody was trying to do the same thing, sort of like the Avengers.
Well, I was going to say, you know, Sarah always makes fun of the X-Men. You know,
Yeah, I know.
so-
Sarah's never been a big fan of the X-Men films, but this one is very, 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 very good. And it's not
I was
really
an
hard
hour and
to
a half
follow.
into the movie, and the girl's like walking around. I don't know where she is or what she's doing, and she looks around and she goes, Scott?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know who Scott is. Like, I'm so not
You were
able to
sleeping.
follow. I wasn't. I'm
were
telling
sleeping.
you, I had no idea. I was trying really hard to be cool and like the X-Men. I was really trying.
The only thing about the X-Men movies, though, is that somehow, some way, at some point, Wolverine became the complete focal point of every single film.
Yeah.
Which, in the comic books, he's not. He's not even the leader of the group, but somehow he becomes...
Well, he's magnificent in these, so they, you know, they put out what sells.
Well, anyway, don't get me
All right.
started. Don't get me geeking out up on this radio show.
Peter
Go ahead,
Dinklage is definitely one of the stars. He's one of the bad guys.
Peter Dinklage is awesome.
When you saw him, were you thinking Game of Thrones the whole time?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was thinking, wow, that hair is big.
Oh, he's got big hair?
70s hair.
And a big
Like a
mustache.
big fro
Boy,
going
yeah,
on?
yeah.
Big fro,
Nice.
big mustache.
Yeah.
I love him.
He lifts every single thing he's in. He's one of
He
those people.
really does.
Every single thing he's in, it automatically becomes better because of his performance. And he does a great American accent, which is pretty cool.
He's from Jersey.
Oh, well, then he did a really good American accent.
Really good, and really good English accent in Game of Thrones.
I have actually only heard him do an English accent.
I know, me too. I thought he was
Ever.
English, and then
Ever.
someone goes, "No, he's from Jersey." I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me." He's great. I love him.
Hey, Bryn,
Yeah.
you were at the screening with us, and
I was.
I have a question for you. There's an
Sure.
entire sequence when Jennifer Lawrence speaks Vietnamese.
Oh,
Oh, it was terrible.
How did she do?
She did well in the first few lines, I think, because her coach was, you know, and then after a while, you could tell it gets hard.
What
I'm
was
sure it's
wrong
hard.
with what was wrong with her Vietnamese, Bryn? Because I leaned over to you and I said, "Are you reading the subtitles or do you just understand?" And you said, "I just understand."
Well, I can understand it. First of all, it's a different dialect. They're speaking Northern Vietnamese, and I'm from the South, so it's a little bit different. But her
there it
Vietnamese was falling off a little bit. Her tone wasn't quite there, but you know, I still give her credit.
it's all about the inflections in
it's
the
not
Vietnamese.
easy. It's
There's
a pretty-
16 words that are pho.
Yeah, it's a tough language.
That's the same thing I said about her in American Hustle, where her accent kept falling off. It was
hard.
almost non-existent.
How did the Vietnamese guy do?
Oh well, he's Vietnamese.
Was he good?
I thought he was great.
All right.
Overall,
He
yeah,
was really good at speaking Vietnamese.
But Jennifer Lawrence, no good, huh?
not so great.
I'm
But
sorry
she's
to hear
hot.
that.
I mean, she's good.
Were you happy to see that moment in the film?
I was proud.
I
Aw.
mean, they could have chose any language. I mean, I was surprised. I was like, Vietnamese. All right, so one thing I can't help but notice is how fun and light and joyous Avengers are and how dark and joyless the X-Men are. Do you
What?
think the
Wait, what? What'd you say? How fun and light what is?
The Avengers are fun and light and
Really?
joyous.
Okay.
And how serious and dark and joyless the X-Men are. Do you think the X-Men would be better if there's more humor?
No, I think I don't. What? No,
It's a deep
fine.
question.
No, it's not that deep.
Yeah,
You're
it is.
making it way too
I'm-
deep.
You're like confused.
No, because you're saying weird stuff to me that I don't really understand.
I'm asking you, should there be some more humor in the X-Men movies?
Brent, am I losing my mind? Wasn't there enough humor in the film?
It was, yeah, there were some
Yeah.
good parts.
Pullman walks in
Pullman
with a
must have been asleep
preconceived
during
notion.
this.
Yeah,
I wasn't sleeping.
Can I share a quick story?
Yeah.
So,
There we
can.
go.
Are you kidding me?
so we were sitting in the theater,
out of time.
right?
Thanks, everyone, for
Movie's
tuning in.
going, and you've been in the movie with Pullman. He'll
have.
always reach over and he'll whisper to you, but he whispers loud.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell you this after the film, homie. So the dude next to me, every time who would whisper something to me, he'd, Jesus effing Christ. Shut up. I'm like, wow. I didn't want to say anything, but he was pissed at Human
Wow.
the entire film.
You
Sum
should
it
have
up.
switched seats with Human so that the guy could torture Human.
Yeah,
Maybe Human would have actually shut up.
I think Human was torturing the guy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Though.
didn't
You
even
wouldn't
know
have had
the
to
guy was
take
there.
it.
I didn't mind. It was funny. I just wanted Human to hear him, and I don't think Human could hear him.
Should you sit through all the credits?
Yeah, it's worth it. What the hell? It's worth it.
Sum it all up, let me just say this.
worth
This
it.
film is 2.5 hours. Some of the action sequences are incredible.
Really good.
And I feel like they made this one for the comic book geeks because there's so many subtle references. There's all these weird X-Men characters that you hadn't seen in all the other films. And I don't know, it's just, I loved it. I was drinking it up the whole time. And if you're a hardcore geek, you're going to love it. I'm going to give it 3.5 Persian.
Yeah, I got to go with you. It's 3.5 Aussies, the best X-Men film I've seen, other than maybe the second one. And one of the things that I think we should point out is that I feel like this was their way of clearing the slate, because they had these other X-Men movies. What was the other Human? The one with the kids.
Oh, yeah, just, yeah,
Origins
the
or
first,
something?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was their way of like clearing the slate, and I am certain that there'll be brand new X-Men movies because they had all these different storylines that they had to kind of tie up because it was really off, right? Like the stuff that was going on with
Absolutely.
yeah, with Patrick Stewart and the old X-Men, and
Yeah.
then Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy, the young X-Men. They told these different stories in both these movies. So this idea of going back in time and changing everything because it
So
becomes
now there's one outcome, and
right. There's
that's
one
that.
outcome, and then they'll start from that. That's kind of what I got from the end of the film. They'll start from the new ending.